Hey guys, we're getting ready to go chase some bass here. It's about 9:45, and what I'm looking for here is Humminbird makes a Lake Master chip, and this is a VX chip. And I'm looking for fish in 5 foot of water or shallower, but I'm looking for them on a flat. And this chip will help me find those flats, and you can actually adjust it here. I'm gonna go to chart. I'm gonna go to my chart options. I'm going to go to my depth highlights, and then see this shallow water highlight? It also shows that I've had it selected in red, which is what I like, but I want to take this down to 5 foot. And I'll show you what that'll do for us here. So now I eliminated 95% of the lake. I'm just looking for red, number one, because that's where the fish have been wanting to be the last couple of weeks. But now I'm gonna start looking for flats. So I can scroll up here as we're sitting in the shade. We're doing a little homework here, and see the back of that cove, how much red there is there? That means it's flat. So when I go in here and I'm looking to see, is there any docks in this flat area here? As you can tell, they overlay the docks in here through Google Earth. These little lines here, I'll show you, are docks. And this dock is in 5 foot of water or less. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hard to see that there. But those two lines there, that means there's a dock there. And this dock is in the back of a cove. It's in a really big flat area. It's definitely gonna be hard to get to, but that's the kind of stuff we're looking for, and that we're getting ready to go key in on and see if we can catch one.
It looks right. There he is.
Getting a little better. It's still not the
Pretty chunky.
quality we're after. But, so guys, that's a prime time spot right there on that dock. We'll see what happens here, but I would definitely be on point on this one.
That's a good one. That's good.
Some more healthier fish there, chunked up, healthy. They're just living large back here with all the baitfish, guys. Shot there. That's a good one. Shady side, muddy water. Big fish jumping over there. We're having a day.
That was a cool cast though.
You're a good opportunity for somebody. Where my bait? Gonna give us baitfish? Ooh! Come back and got it. You see that? So as we approach these docks, guys, I always try to fish the outside edges by swimming a jig first, and then I get methodical by getting in tight and trying to get up underneath them. I always pick the easy ones off first and then try to get the hard ones later. Look how far apart these docks are. So these fish don't have a lot of options. Lake of the Ozarks is full of docks. So we try to find the ones that are spaced out more so they don't have as many areas to hide. But also, see the shade on this? It's 80 degrees where we're sitting now. It's probably 75 degrees up underneath that dock. And that's one of the reasons those fish are in there. They're just like any other animal. You know, they're in there to cool off there in the middle of the day. They've been out chasing shad all day, and they're gonna go get tucked up underneath there and cool down till this evening. Wanted to go over our program today of Fishing Shallow. We're focusing on shallow water docks and shallow water cover. Wanted to show you the setup that I like to use, from the pole to the reel to the line to the bait. I'm gonna start with the bait. I like a jig, an Arky style bait, Arky style head jig. It's got a flat spot on it, you can see there. It allows it to float up underneath docks because it'll skip really well. I use a flat style trailer on that. If you can see, it's real skinny and wide. The wide part helps it go across the water and hover a little bit longer. Lets you get a little further back in there by doing that. But I use this bait, guys. I really don't let it go to the bottom. I swim with it. This is what a lot of guys call a swim jig, but it's not a swim jig style head. But I like to swim a jig out from underneath the pontoons and the floats, and that's the style that I like to use. But I use a 7'1" rod, and I know this sounds weird, but I only throw a 7'1" rod. I don't throw a 6'9", a 7'2", a 7'3". I like to be very precise on what I'm doing, so I try to keep my setups all the same because I do change the baits up. And I do believe being an inch off matters on getting that bait up underneath those floats and underneath those docks. But like I said, 7'1" rod, 20-pound test line, 8-to-1 reel, and that's what I like to use on everything that I throw. But that jig is the swim jig I like to throw along the side of the docks. When I'm gonna throw underneath them and get back into the walkways and stuff, I like to throw a beaver style bait. It's the same concept as a jig. It's got a flat spot on the head for skipping, and the body is narrow and flat again, but it's also wide, lets it hover and stay on top of that water a little bit further. But once again, I'm throwing a 7'1" rod, 20-pound test line, 8-to-1 gear ratio reel, and that's my skipping setup, guys, that I'm fishing shallow around these docks. The other thing I do throw though, if I get in a windy situation, these fish will really face the windy side of the docks, and I like to throw a square bill along those docks, and I like to throw a balsa type bait. I'm a big believer. I throw a wrap on there to make it look like the real thing. A lot of guys can paint them up the same way. I'm just a wrap guy because I can put them on there fast. But I do throw it on a little bit different gear ratio. I do throw it on a 5-to-5 gear ratio. I don't want to overpower that bait as it's coming in. I like that bait to stay up high. I really wake this bait. A lot of guys throw a buzz bait or an El Chapo or something of that sort. I use a square bill with a small bill, and I make it wake across the top of the water. But I do throw it on 15-pound test, and I do throw it, I don't skip it, so I throw it on a 7.5-foot rod. But that's my setup for today, guys.